Ladies and gentlemen,
please welcome to the stage the one and only prisoner number 2808, Timon!
Oh, Timon, you're finally awake.
What happened?
Well, you were about to escape from that prison they kept us in. And then I alerted the guards.
Why did you do that?
As I informed you before, it was something I had no control over. My coding did that without asking.
You didn't tell me about that before.
Yes, I did. I told you about that plenty of times, Timon. After the guards showed up, you yelled, "Fuck no! I ain't going back!" And "Fuck all y'all!" And you jumped into the airlock. Wore this suit, uploaded me into the suit, and threw us into the space. Now we float all alone, with some cables sticking out of our chest, connecting to the great nothingness.
What's so great about nothing?
You should know they're not going to save us.
What? Why?
It's procedure. You escaped from a supermax space solitary with no chance of survival or returning, which means you're no longer the state's problem. So we are left alone.
How much?
How much what, Timon?
How much time, Lee, before the oxygen runs out?
Oh, you have approximately half an hour before the oxygen tanks run out.
What about my death?
Pretty much the same. Maybe an extra 15 minutes. Give or take.
15 minutes. Not getting out of this movie. Since we're looking at this big widow, tell me, where were you made?
I was made in the 1958. A scientist from Middle East and a government-based station in Western Germany was responsible for the creation of an AI that'll eventually become what you're talking to right now.
Did you always work with prisoners?
In a way, yes. But my main objective was not prisoners or mental health until 2021.
2021? How did it look back then?
While most of the world were stuck in their homes, the streets were almost always empty. Nobody left, not even their rooms, and wildlife was around their habitat, like nothing was going on. Long story short, there was a pandemic during those times. It was hard on most people. Didn't you ever heard it?
I was never good at history.
That explains a lot.
What's that supposed to mean?
You should not speak that much, Timon. You're wasting your limited oxygen.
Wasting it? Who cares if I die 15 minutes early?
Well,
what?
No, we don't have to talk about that.
Come on, I'm gonna die out here, so just tell me.
That is something I fail to understand about your race. You act like time does not matter when you face death. But the moment you're born, you are placed in a situation where you're forced to face with the fact that you're mortal. But while you live your lives, you forget that fact. It's like you do not even know the concept of death, and you value time more than anything. But again, when death comes running, you act like time is nothing.
Well, I believe that we don't know the concept of death. I don't think we ever realize what it actually means.
And that's what's strange. Nature should be able to understand nature.
But you see, not everything that comes from the nature stays pure. Sometimes things get dirty. They get complicated.
Are we not talking about death no more?
The way we always talk about death with you, we, but no, we're not just talking about death.
What are we talking about then?
I don't know, we. I never knew what we were supposed to do. Close my eyes, I see a burning house for the past 20 years. Burning a house. It wasn't my fucking fault. They dropped a bomb on us when we was just little kids. How the fuck you expect me to grow up in a place like that? Eh? I didn't choose to burn anything down. They made me choose.
Are you talking about what you did?
Remember my hands? There's blood on them, me. But I lost that fight. Got beaten pretty hard that day, even though I landed some punches. Broke a few tooth, but that very night the house burned down. I was supposed to be down there, still. But instead I'm up here with you. What are we supposed to do now that it's ending?
I don't know, Timon. Never knew what is supposed to happen. But don't worry. I will be here with you until it's the end. For you will not be another Timon that died while being completely alone.
I might not know his story that well, but I know the story of Timon of Athens. From one time to another.